writing, just like this one, but this book I loved and this book I thought was fine. So, do I know anything about my reading taste?
Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Adrienne, and today we're gonna read some books. This morning I had a really slow, cozy morning. Finished off the last 30 pages of the book that I was reading, which A Good Marriage, a thriller by Kimberly McCreight. I think I'm a book behind of being on track on my Goodreads goal for the year, so I need to catch up. I need to get lots of reading done. My favorite people are unavailable today, so why not spend the whole day reading? Right now, it is Saturday at 1 o'clock. I was off getting my first dose of the COVID vaccine. I decided I'm gonna pick up Carola Lovering's Too Good to Be True and get this reading party started. This one, I barely remember what it's about, besides there's a girl with an older boyfriend, and the boyfriend has some secrets tied up with his ex-wife, I think, and the main character has OCD. Okay, so it's time. I'm gonna jump in and I'll check in once I get some pages read. First, reading update. I'm 20 pages in and I'm loving the format so far. So the first chapter is a girl named Sky who at the very beginning, she gets proposed to by her boyfriend Burke. And Sky is the one with OCD, which I did want to share this little snippet about her OCD. So her boyfriend Burke asks her the same question like 3 times. So she says, the fear that my 46-year-old boyfriend might be developing early onset Alzheimer's suddenly seizes every square inch of my brain. I recognize the irrational concern as it formulates, but the compulsion has already taken its unshakable hold, and I can't lose Burke to Alzheimer's out of sheer laziness. I climb out of bed and knock on every wooden object in the room 8 times. 8 knocks for the headboard, bedside tables, both dressers, window panes, closet door, baseboard moldings, and the little hand-carved elephant on my dresser. OCD, a lot of people just think of is like this obsession with having things clean or orderly or organized. And actually, when I was a teenager, I think that I had OCD. I was never actually diagnosed with it, but it's really when you have these irrational thoughts or obsessions that you do some sort of compulsion to fix. And I had these things with holding my breath and with time and clocks and letters and numbers, like this weird stuff that was tied to these irrational fears. Like, I need to do this thing or my family's gonna die in a car crash, or I need to hold my breath repeatedly, or I'm gonna die, or my house is gonna catch on fire. You know, it's usually some sort of dramatic peril, and it has you doing things that make no sense to try to prevent this thing from happening. So I'm very intrigued to read more about her OCD. So the first chapter follows Sky. She's with her perfect fella Burke that she only met 6 months ago. He proposes. She's excited. The next chapter follows Burke 2 years ago. It's a diary entry that his marriage counselor suggested him do. So the first entry follows him going to stay at a resort with the intentions of finding someone to cheat on his wife with. Then the third chapter follows Heather, Burke's ex-wife. They were married for 20 years, 30 years, I forget, but it follows her in 1989 and probably like their origin story of some sort. So I'm very intrigued by all 3 of these short chapters, all 3 of the characters. Burke is like a pig, but like I'm very much enjoying his perspective anyways. So yeah, gonna keep reading. It's almost 5 o'clock now and I am loving my book. So interestingly, the character Sky with OCD, her OCD also involves clocks, which, okay, I'm not an OCD expert at all, but I'm just enjoying reading it. And so her storyline, we're basically seeing her falling in love and being vulnerable with her new boyfriend. And then we follow Burke's journals, which are from the beginning of their relationship, and he has some seedier intentions and is just like not a great fellow, but really enjoying him anyways. And then Heather is the storyline in 89 or 90, Burke's wife, before she was his wife. And she is babysitting for this wealthy woman who just moved to their neighborhood. And this woman is like taking her under her wing and is like helping Heather see that she can have a future outside of her small, poor town. And just their interaction of like a wealthy, privileged woman and a really poor girl, and her helping her, and then also seeing like her own entitlement and privilege, and then Heather like looking up to her and like helping her see a chance at a brighter future than she ever imagined. I'm just loving all three of these characters. They're so different. I think I see a connection that is probably going to be a reveal later, but I think I figured something out. But for the most of it, I have no idea where it's going, and I'm having a great time. I don't know what this outfit is. London tee, leather pants. Is this cool? Lame? I don't know, but I'm ready. I started driving on autopilot and just had to make a super awkward U-turn, but now I'm headed in the right direction. So I'm headed to this restaurant that is from the creators of this Venezuelan food truck, and their food truck was successful, so now they have their first brick and mortar restaurant, and it's like a little sneak peek a couple days before the restaurant actually opens, just to taste the menu and stuff. So I'm excited because I have enjoyed this food truck on multiple occasions, and now not only do they have arepas, but they've also expanded their menu. I'm on, I think, page 75 of my book now, and still loving it, but not loving Mr. Burke Michaels as much because I knew he was gonna be bad. I enjoyed his badness from the beginning, but now that he laid out his plan, well, I do still like that he's bad, but I'm like annoyed. Like, oh, that's what you want to do? Annoying, but it's fine. We'll see what happens. I'm sure his plan won't work out, and I'll enjoy his stumble and failed plan. The glimpses of Burke from Heather's 1989 perspective are interesting, and then like seeing Sky and Burke's different perspective of their relationship. It's just a great time so far. I had an arepa and a cachapa, and it was delicious. And now one more stop before I get back to reading. Ice cream. I'm back. Pajama pants on and book here. I had that revelation that us girls have every month where it's like, why was I so exhausted today after having a full night's sleep? Why was I craving ice cream? And then the moment happens when you're like, oh, that's why. You know that insurance commercial about not becoming your parents? And the lady with too many throw pillows on her couch? That's me. I'm on page 133, which is chapter 22. There's 339 pages in this book, and I really want to finish it tonight. It is 8:40 p.m., so how would that be possible? I don't know, but it's really good. The timelines of all three stories is moving faster than I expected it to, but we have Sky's timeline, engaged, wedding planning. We have Burke's timeline, him working on his nefarious plot, and then Heather's timeline. She is a teenager babysitting for this rich family and trying to get out of her small town that's been hit by the opioid crisis, and just trying to better her life, and just seeing this, getting this taste of luxury from the family that she babysits for. All the timelines are like gearing up, things are happening, and I feel like they're all about to just take hard turns, and bad stuff's gonna happen in all of them. So now, where were we? I'm in bed now. Nothing important to say, but have I introduced you to Flippy yet? So this is a semi-recent purchase from Amazon. It is a 3-sided hard pillow. It's made for like iPads, phones, e-readers, whatever. But it holds a hardcover book very well. And the 3 sides are of slightly different depths and angles. So whatever position you're in, you can find the perfect lean for your book. You have to hold open with one hand, but really it's a game changer. Angles really make a difference. So however you're laying, you get the perfect setup. I'm in love with it. And also the galaxy makes it super cozy in here. Good night. Good morning. It's now Sunday and I am at the park at a little trail. I brought my own coffee, but a professionally made sandwich. So the book I'm loving. I'm in part 2 now. Like I predicted, crazy stuff happened. I stayed up late reading. I'm on page like 200 now. I'm just loving this book. And also, so there's so many like thriller, fun aspects of it. But then also there's this discussion about privilege and being entitled and stuff along that lines, like threaded through all 3 perspective storylines. There was this line that I wanted to mark so I could tell you about it, but I can't find it. Basically saying how when you're born in better circumstances, you could afford to make more mistakes, but if you are already starting off with a lot of things against you and not in the best situation, like one mistake can ruin your whole life. It's just so good, and I love this conversation, which is just a small part of this large fun thriller. The only thing I don't love is Sky has this weird thing about her friend's weight or being skinny. Like she felt guilty about something, but then she saw how skinny her friend looked, so then she's like, oh, I don't feel bad anymore. Like, what? That's just weird. I mean, it's her own insecurity, but it's like gross to think about your friends that way. And there were like multiple instances where someone's weight or looks justified good or bad feelings towards them. So it was weird. Why does it feel so dorky to actually put my book in the book pocket of the book of the month tote? Also, very on brand today. Okay, the park was a great time, but I have like actual stuff to get done today. I had a long to-do list that I wanted to accomplish this weekend, but that definitely didn't happen. So, bare minimum, I would like to get my apartment clean and do my laundry. And I've been filming very selectively in my apartment because it's a little bit messy. So, I'm gonna work on cleaning for a bit and keep reading. Also, here's my new favorite outfit from Nasty Gal. Ultimate loungewear while I vacuum. I love this book. I'm on page 266 right now, and it's so good. I keep changing loyalties. Just wondering what the heck is gonna happen next. I finished the book. It was nuts. I love it. Great pacing, so many twists, so many different personalities, and also the characters are all on like a spectrum of good or bad, and it was just so good. So 5-star thriller. And I'm definitely gonna be picking up Carola Lovering. I think she has another book. Loved her writing.